Listen, there's a new diet out there.
Don't want to give away too much.
It's on the grid. It's on the grid later.
If you thought Kelly's last diet was challenging.
This is the Oppenheimer plan.
Oh, God.
That's right, the Oppenheimer.
The Oppenheimer plan.
Well, from what I know about him, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of cigarettes.
Yes.
And a lot of plutonium.
All right, don't give too much away.
Oh, you wish. Luxury.
This is harder. This is a more restrictive.
Actually tougher.
It's a more restrictive diet. The Oppenheimer plan. That's what I'm doing next. That's what I'm going to next.
You know, this could blow up the world. Time to.
I'm into the hype now. I'm probably going to see it. I'm probably going to see
This
it.
might get me back to the theater.
Me too.
Oh, stop it,
I
don't know.
Stop it.
I'm looking at my weekend. I'm trying to see. I got some free time Sunday.
Well, that goes right into what I'm saying. Last night, I played the worst pickleball of my life. Okay? I don't know. I was completely off the entire time. This Saturday, Diesel and I are playing a tournament outside Charlotte. Okay?
Are you counting on getting bounced early, then catching an Oppenheimer?
Well,
matinee, perhaps?
I don't know. Maybe the two of us.
I'll tell you what, you'll be near a big city. You can see it in that ultra IMAX. Yeah.
And Diesel's, I played so badly last night, he came over to me and said, we have to schedule an emergency session for tonight to get ready. Because this can't be, I can't have this as my last match before going off to tournament time. And he just said, you were so poor tonight. We have to do something.
I might see Oppenheimer tomorrow.
No.
He's
told me that's not happening.
It's not his style either, your partner. He's usually very supportive.
He came over and said, I said, well, I'll see you on Saturday. He said, no, sir. You'll see me tomorrow. That's what he said. So last night, I just basically laid the fetal position by the end of it. I just getting beat up.
My wife wants to see Barbie. No. No.
It's kind of a meta commentary.
No.
It's not what you think it is.
No, absolutely not.
Because I can forget the Barbenheimer.
I'm not doing
double.
There's no way I can do that. Do you remember a player of Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia earlier this week named Karina?
Yeah, she was good.
She was very good.
Was like called at the last minute, right?
Yeah.
A player dropped out.
Yeah, a player dropped out.
Karina just got lucky and got through.
Tuesday, good game.
I think that's right.
Chris Demm won like 7-6 or 8-7. It was a very good game. Well, last night I'm playing pickle, my worst that I've played ever. And she watched my last match and I lost it.
Oh, she was there.
She was there. See, I just blew it. That's how off I am. I'm so off right now in every phase. Listen to what I did on our...
You know who could never be off?
Oppenheimer.
Couldn't afford to be.
He could never have a bad day.
Mess up when you're Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you think he ever strolled in with that giant bomb and was like, guys, not feeling it today. And fell into a wall.
You're right. I just gave away the ending. Yeah. I met Karina.
It blew your story.
Yeah, she was at the pickleball courts, and this lady came over. Guess who it was?
She blew it.
I totally blew it. And she said, I want to meet you. I said, oh, hi, how are you? And stuck out my hand. She goes, I'm Karina. I played Put Up or Shut Up. I was ready to sign. You know, I had my
let me sign your paddle.
I was like, let me sign your paddle for you. So it's off night. I'm not taking questions right now. And she said, I'm Karina. I played Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia. I said, you were a delight. You were a great player. I said, play anytime. Her husband was there. It was really nice. But I just said, I'm sorry you had to witness this display. It's the worst I've ever played in my whole life. I had a couple of guys, and I think maybe I was, I don't know, in awe of this. They were talking about their house framers and like, yeah, we frame houses, and I built my own house. And
on the pickleball court?
Yeah, we were just chatting about that, and I looked at them. They were so much more manly than I am.
Absolutely.
I told them I was going to be pulling some weeds this weekend, and they were like, "You're pulling weeds?"
Yeah, I got this thing for Father's Day.
Bought this new thing where you can pull the weeds, and they were like, "Man, what are you talking about? We built our own houses, we know how to pull weeds." I heard we can finish. In fact, let me just go ahead and give this away since I'm so
blowing punchlines,
punchlines left and right. I saw a great piece of stand-up comedy today from Nate Bargatze, who I think is really funny. And he's talking about, and this is so right on with me and my wife. He's talking about how his wife, I almost said the wife. I'm blowing everything here today. I'm completely off. And
you need to unplug and plug back in like a hard reset.
That's how I need a hard reset. He says his wife is the one who does like all the fixing around the house, and that's how my wife is too. You know,
Sure, yeah.
she'll YouTube it and do it. She's changed the battery in the car.
She was one of the first people I remember that was using YouTube to fix things.
She does it. My wife does that.
And she, long before you had a dishwasher crisis, didn't she fix the dishwasher?
Yeah, she's fixing. She got
the car, dishwasher.
the battery in the car.
Maybe, because now they have that service where you sort of FaceTime basically with a pro in your field. You FaceTime with a plumber.
Yes.
You fix the leak under your sink. You FaceTime with an electrician.
Yeah.
You do whatever. Our TV won't turn on. Now, I can turn on a television. I can't stream.
Yeah.
But over the last 48 hours,
your TV won't turn
our television will not turn on. I've used the remote, the multi remote, and then I've used the actual television remote. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's plugged in. And I can't. They used to have switches on the sides. These big panel TVs. I can't even find the switches.
Find the switch. I know what you mean.
So I don't know how to turn it on.
Well,
what do I do?
Might be dead.
It could be dead. But
I suppose. But
wouldn't think so.
We inherited it with the house, which is now what, 7 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah, how long do they last? 15 years?
I couldn't tell you.
15 years. Most TV, I would guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet it's 10 years old.
Probably 10. Yeah, I mean they're so cheap now.
Yeah, you go buy a new one,
Well, this one's not being used.
I see a big one right here. We used to use that. Dave turned that off the other day. Chris Demm said, "How'd you do that?" You know what I did?
Little did you know, it also turned off your home TV for good.
Maybe they're on the same
remote
wavelength or whatever. Yeah, Dave turned it off. Dave used the remote.
Hey,
Chris Demm said, "How'd you do that?" They said, "There's a remote."
I hate to do this, but you know who never had trouble with a TV?
Oppenheimer.
Hey, anyone know how to turn this bomb off? What?
That's right. That's exactly right. We have a TV up in the bonus room, and I was going to watch that the other day, and I couldn't get it to turn on. It's hooked into whatever device, like the Apple TV, so I could see that the device next to it was turning on, but the TV wasn't. So I said to my 14-year-old daughter, "This TV won't turn on. The TV's dead." I said, "We're going to have to buy a new TV." I was all stressed out about it. And she said, she looked around, she goes, "It's unplugged." And she plugged it back in. And I said, "Well, who unplugged the darn thing?" She goes, "You didn't check that before you asked about it?" I said, "No."
You priced a new one on Amazon?
I went, yes, I Googled and priced a new one to see where am I going to get, does it fit the cabinetry that we have up there, all those things. And it turns out it was unplugged. So I know exactly, but yours is plugged in.
That's the one thing I could check.
You did that. Yeah, you did that.
So now I'm at this great. If we have a guy who is our kind of our tech expert, but I don't want to call him out there and
you want to
get charged $150 for a switch.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point you've tried.
You tried everything.
Did you try?
You've hit the button 3 or 4 times.
Did you try the remote, changing the batteries in the remote?
It's a rechargeable.
Oh, okay.
It's not a battery. You know what I mean?
And have you said indicated that the remote does work? Like I knew my remote was working because the other little device came on.
Yeah, all the other functions work on the remote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's TV. You got you got a TV problem there.
How much do I owe you?
That's $75. You got a you got a TV issue there. So that we're gonna
thank you.
We'll play that piece of comedy from Nate Bargatze, who really it sounds like my relationship with my wife, which I just saw it today. Before that, though, there is some breaking news here. This is late breaking, but we think it's accurate. I've seen it in several different spots now. There was a winning ticket sold last night in the $1 billion Powerball lottery, Los Angeles.
My sister's out there, please. Jesus.
Oh my God!
Oh my word!
Your sister's out there.
Yeah, please. And we were messaging her. We're like, buy Powerball
really?
tickets.
Was she in downtown L.A.?
Yes.
That's where it was sold.
Yeah, I mean that's where they are.
It was sold in downtown.
And we
LA.
kept begging. See, my mom fully believes that you have to buy different lottery tickets in different states for some reason. Yeah.
That's your mother's thing, right?
That's her thing. Like she's like, when we're traveling, she's like, pull over. I got to buy a Powerball ticket from South Carolina.
Yeah.
So she kept saying, buy tickets out there. There's always winners in California. Buy tickets.
That's
buy
true.
tickets.
California seems to be the spot.
Now, if I know my sister and I know my brother-in-law, they did not buy a ticket at all.
Well, $1 billion ticket was sold. The numbers in the drawing were 7, 10, 11, 13, 24, and the Powerball was also 24. Those are low numbers. 7, 10, 11, 13, 24 with the Powerball of 24. And so they're saying now that there is at least a winner. I don't think I've seen that it's like they haven't narrowed it down to there's 1 or 2 or whatever, but they said at least a winning ticket was sold in downtown Los Angeles. So if you bought from downtown LA, you could be $1 billion richer. So immediately protect that ticket. I read that today. The tips for if you ever win a big prize like that was document your ticket. Is it sign it? Is that what they say to do?
Well, yeah, if you have a paper ticket, of course, sign it. But now,
yes.
like you, Kelly, and your wife, and Biggie, they're electronic tickets.
We buy it online.
I don't know what you do.
Well, it says to take a photo or video of yourself with the winning ticket. I mean, I could hold it up and have on the phone and have my wife take video of me.
Proof of life.
Proof of life. I'm alive, and here's the ticket.
That's kind of sad.
Yep.
This is my ticket.
It addresses that here. It says smartphone pictures will include metadata like the date and time the photo was taken, so you can prove, here, I have this ticket.
Well, that's just the picture of
the ticket.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it does that for every picture. I don't know what about the winning ticket.
But if I have the winning screen on my, here are the numbers, and you take a picture of me with my phone from your phone, is that enough? Is that?
I guess.
Does that do it? If anyone tries to claim it's their ticket, you have, here, I'm alive, and today is this date, and here's my ticket. Then don't tell a soul that you have won. That's absolutely cannot tell anybody. Put the ticket into a safe deposit box or somewhere I might just keep it on me at all times. Just put it right here next to me.
I feel like that's risky.
Do you?
But how many people have safe deposit boxes? I mean, I know they're out there, but how many people have them?
I do too, but I bet it's a low percentage. Don't you think? And I probably wouldn't even think to put it there. I'd put it in my pocket and put my hand on it all the time.
There you go.
I'd put my hand on it at all times. And I wouldn't move it until
He's playing pickleball very poorly today.
I feel like
that left side.
It's like an engagement ring. I feel like you wouldn't act like yourself.
Yes, I agree. I might even go. You know what I probably would do is go to Home Depot or wherever and buy a safe.
A little safe,
don't you think? And at that point, I could spend some decent money on a safe because I know I'm going to get $1 billion.
Well, this safe is $75. This one's $11,000. I'll take the $11,000.
Why? Just cause.
You didn't buy that Powerball ticket, did you?
You don't have it on you, do you?
Snake's going to help you out to your car with the new safe. He's on our work release program.
I don't know him. He's got a snake on his face. It's a tattoo. Is that why you call? Yeah, that's why we call him Snake.
It's a pretty heavy safe. Yeah, I own a lot of guns. You didn't win the Powerball, did you?
Did that guy tell you? No, but you just did.
That guy that won the Powerball. Why are you buying this $11,000 safe? Well, it's not because I won Powerball. I can tell you that right now. I don't have $1 billion ticket in my pocket. No, I do not. And finally, go to a financial planner immediately so you can plan it out. Those are the things.
They always say an attorney or financial planner. Is it an estate attorney?
I think that's right.
Yeah, they say an estate attorney because you have basically what I've read is what happens is you go there because you create an estate. And just like I was reading how they say don't give your family and friends money, create trust for them.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
Like don't just say here's $500,000. You have to. That's why you go to the attorney. They help you. They say, now tell us right now who you want to have money.
Yeah.
Where does this going to go? And they're going to set it all up. That's why it takes sometimes 2 months for somebody to come.
While.
Yeah.
Come
forward.
Yeah. A lot of times it does.
Go through your phone to see who last texted you.
Yes.
See if there are texts you sent that did not get returned.
Believe you.
Off the list.
Yeah.
Believe you me.
Yeah.
I hope your sister did buy that. Because we're going to party then now.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Biggie knows. We're best friends, and that extends.
I'll give you some.
Thank you. That extends to his sister.
Does your sister have a deal with you, Biggie?
I would hope she just,
surely.
Hopefully.
Just toss you some?
Toss you some. I mean, she's going to be a billionaire. A billionaire.
Now, listen, like I said, if they bought a ticket, there's also a good chance they'll just throw it out.
Get to them.
Yeah.
You text them immediately.
With an empty soda bottle.
Check your
because they'll be like, what's this? And they'll just toss it out.
Check the tickets. Make sure you get to them first.
But they were staying in downtown Los Angeles. So.
Wow. Isn't that crazy? How long have they been there? Because this ticket was probably bought
4 days.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. We got an in. There's a possibility that we're going to be rich.
And they were doing sightseeing, the Star Tours.
in downtown. Stop in, get a soda, buy a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
My brother told me to buy a lottery ticket. That's perfect. And her mother told her the same thing. Here's the other breaking news today. Here, I'm bad about just skimming stories or looking at a headline. I had the worst podcast yesterday I've ever had in my life.
The worst.
It was my fault.
I told you. I knew.
It was my fault.
It's the first one rolls, the second one stutters.
Well, when it was done, BB Shea said, we recorded our second podcast yesterday, The Square and the Round. It won't drop for another 5 days. That's how we plan it. It takes so much editing. There's so much work, so many focus groups to run it through.
I enjoyed so yesterday, the day before, I walked by and you two were chatting in your office, and I hear you say to him, "Can you get this blah blah blah?" And he goes, "Well, I mean, I can, but I don't want to."
Right.
Can you get this edited quicker? Well, I mean, I can.
I wanted it rushed to press, and he said, "No, it takes time." I'm learning this podcast thing as I go here. I brought up a topic. It was a better podcast. It really was. At the end, I said, "How'd you think it went today?" He goes, "Much better than the first one." That was BB Shea saying that. Week 2 is better than week 1. But I did something sometimes I do on here that I shouldn't have done. I brought up a topic I knew nothing about. I had only seen like a headline of it. He started talking about country music for some reason. And I said, "What's this controversy with Jason Aldean?" And I'd only read a headline. He goes, "I don't know." And I was like, "Oh, I don't either."
Wow.
Some sort of video.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it's you, yeah.
Okay, it's huge. I know it's huge. And but I know it's controversial, so I pucker. And I turn my back on those kinds of things. What has he done? He's made a song with a video.
It's been out. The song's been out since, I guess, a couple months.
Right.
And the video is basically him singing with his band with images of like protests. The song is called "Try That in a Small Town."
Okay.
So it's all about, I dare you to spit on a cop in a small town.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Right.
I dare you to protest and tear things down in a small town.
Okay.
But apparently it was filmed in front of a courthouse where a very famous lynching took place.
Did he know that? He may not have known that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure he's going to say no.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does or not.
Yeah.
I don't think they would film it on purpose. And he's saying, so basically the images in the video, a lot are taken from protests during like the Black Lives Matter stuff.
So he's getting a lot of blowback.
So he's getting a lot of blowback on that.
And CMT has dropped the video.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard that. I heard a lot of radio stations.
So now social media, you're not on it, but Biggie is, and I am. CMT is going to they're being threatened with the Bud Light treatment.
Ooh, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, but
and all these doubled down. Most country music fans have doubled down.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I heard his song went immediately skyrocketing
number
upwards.
One.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: apparently, CMT, they had CMT Fest, which they're about to, I guess, air through this weekend or next weekend, and they also were going to drop his performance of the song there. Oh. But they backed off that.
They're going to show his. It's the video that's the problem.
It's the video that's the problem.
Okay.
And he's saying, I don't understand where this is coming from now. This song came out 3 months ago.
But it's the video, and people are now just...
Yes.
Well, I find that it sometimes takes a while for things to work through the public, and they see it. Somebody says, "Hey, wait a minute. That's a courthouse where a lynching took place."
Yeah.
And people get mad about it. Well, I brought this up on our podcast.
Yeah.
And BB Shea said, "I don't know anything about that." And I said, "Well, neither do I."
So just stumble and mumble for a bit?
Yeah.
Will that make the final cut?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of editing, but I think I might have a word with BB Shea and say, let's trim
move
that
Jason
out.
Aldean.
That was my fault. That was completely my fault. And, so on here, sometimes I say stuff, and usually one of y'all has seen it and be like, "Oh, yeah, it's this." I'm like, all right. But when it was just me and BB Shea sitting here, it's like, "Oh, he didn't know that."
Nothing in his round head going on?
His round head.
Yeah. And he's not a country guy. So he's
No.
not,
He apparently had gone to a show next to a country guy. Like a country guy was in the same city, and that's why he brought. I said, "Oh, you're a country fan." He's, and I said, "Jason Aldean, let's get into it."
He was,
he's like, "No."
There was Luke Combs, who's giant.
Okay, he was
in
there,
town.
Yep,
and
right.
he was going, and BB Shea was going to see a rapper named Killer Mike.
That's it. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, you're a country music guy." This is how I heard him. He's like, "Luke Combs in town. I saw Killer Mike." I said, "Oh, country music. Let's talk about Jason Aldean." He goes, "I don't know who that is, and I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "All right, let's move to the next." I said,
Let's
"Okay.
move.
All right, let's talk about baseball." So then we talked about baseball for a little bit.
There you go.
It happened to me today. I'm off. I'm completely off. There's a news story today about a woman. And again, I just had really loosely followed this. Hoover, Alabama, police have revealed new details into Carly Russell's disappearance that includes curious Google searches. Apparently, she had disappeared and claimed she had been kidnapped, but now they're saying maybe she wasn't, that she made the whole thing up.
Nothing about that story seemed right.
Didn't seem credible
from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. She saw like a child on the side of the road.
She
says.
She called 911 and said that there's a small child on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And there's even video of her pulling off on the side of the road.
And then she disappeared?
Yes.
And then, then she disappeared. They found her car, her cell phone, everything by the side of the road.
And has she reappeared now?
She reappeared 2 days later at her home.
Okay. Miraculously, they're saying at first, but again, nothing seemed normal about that.
Well, they did a Google search. Here's how I messed it up off air. They did a search of everything she had Googled. You know, this woman who now they're not sure if she was kidnapped or not. And they found that she had Googled that famous speech from the movie Taken.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
particular set of skills?
I got a particular set of skills. I'm going to come kill you.
Let my daughter go now. That'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
So already in my mind, I've already told Biggie, get the speech from Taken. We're going to need that. Well, the news runs it, and they do the exact same thing. They do this story on the local news, and they play that speech, and Chris Demm says, what a bunch of hacks. Totally unnecessary to play the speech. I've got it written down. I've got it in A block here on Grid.
Pointless sensationalism.
I said, this is... and so when Chris Demm says to me, can you believe these hacks? And I have to say, what a bunch of rank amateurs in there playing this. Oh yeah, just to gin things up for their. So I start marking it out, and yet, but then Biggie says to me, "All right, I've edited down the Taken speech." We're not doing
Biggie
it.
Buzzed in right as I said that. Do we need the whole speech?
What
about Taken 2? Do you need the speech from Taken 2?
Cut it.
I think he made 3. Is there one in 3?
Cut it. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. I'm off. I'm completely off.
Yeah.
Pickleball, here, podcasting. Oppenheimer, Barbie. I'm off. I just said Barbie's going to be a flop. They're now saying it'll be the biggest movie in 10 years. They're saying it's going to be that big. It's getting more and more great reviews.
The opening numbers just keep going up.
People are going to see both of these movies this weekend.